My lab is conducting a clinical research trial to determine the mechanism behind the blood pressure lowering effects of sleep extension. More specifically, my project is focused on actigraphy, a non-invasive method of monitoring a person's sleep. This summer, I learned the importance of taking initiative in a workspace. There will be times where my mentor won't deliberately tell me what to do or have a list of tasks for me to do, but I learned that I should take responsibility to ensure that I'm making progress on my project.
My project focused on the distinct signaling mechanism of dendritic cells. This mechanism is responsible for the expression of genes related to immune defense. By making modulations to this pathway with chemical compounds, we were trying to discover drugs that can inhibit or enhance the function of this mechanism, which can lead to treatments of autoimmune diseases and cancer. I have gained so much from my experience in project success. Aside from gaining a more profound understanding of the immune system, I learned about the proper way to conduct yourself in the lab. I have also gained confidence on my ability to perform well in a research environment. Most importantly, by observing how my lab mentor, Dr. Park, has so much passion for research, I have ignited appreciation for this field and continue to be enthusiastic about going into medicine.
My project was about the expression of homocitrulline in cardiac tissue and its correlation with protein carbamylation in chronic kidney disease. I used the Western blot method to measure the expression of homocitrulline by transferring the amino acid from a gel to a PVDF membrane. I gained a lot of insight on the world of research during this summer. Through my work in the lab and visiting other research labs, I learned a lot about how to operate around one, specifically that a big part of research is data analysis, which means knowing what your data means, why it's relevant, and its impact on society or the medical world. All of this fascinated me and made me consider pursuing research in the future.
This summer, I worked in the neurology lab at Boston Children's Hospital. There, I got to work with data from samples in Bangladesh, and with that data, I correlated level of lesion of neural tube defects in infants and toenail metal concentrations in mothers. What I think I benefited from the most while working at Project Success and my lab was finding network opportunities. I got to meet doctors in the neurology lab as well as medical professionals who perform data analysis. I don't think I would have got the opportunity to analyze this kind of data and find these kind of opportunities otherwise.
This summer, I worked at Beth Israel, and my project was to clone a segment of the SRSF1 protein coding gene called SRSF1 3' UTR. This gene is found to be abnormally expressed in patients who have an autoimmune disease called lupus. By cloning SRSF1 3' UTR, we can perform experiments that manipulates this gene for the greater goal of analyzing its post-transcriptional regulation. Over the summer, I had a chance to work with many amazing researchers and also actively participated in lab experiments with them. They've taught me the skills needed for the research field and even exposed me to countless careers from the medical field.
My project focused on identifying which of the DNA samples that I used had the JAK mutation and if they were homozygous or heterozygous. With my research, I established an assay so Dr. Sader's lab can find the percentage of the mice that have the JAK mutation and what other genes along with this one cause this disease. From Project Success and from my lab, I have gained knowledge and even more responsibilities because doing research can be challenging and it requires a lot of time outside of the lab too. Now I feel even more prepared to enter my freshman year at UMass Boston. Also, being able to visit hospitals and having guests come and talk to us about different things in the medical field was really amazing because I was able to see their perspective too. Being part of Project Success was a pleasure. I learned a lot and met some amazing people.
My project focused on understanding cognitive development of children through the data collected from a children-friendly video game. I was able to analyze the data to see if there are common patterns and differences between cognitive development of adults compared to children. What I gained from Project Success is information on how to make my path to become a physician assistant more clear. I gained that information from other doctors, scientists, and professionals that shared their experience with me. I also gained connections to communicate with these doctors or scientists to help me along my path. But most importantly, I made new friends that I plan to stick with for a long time.
For more information, please follow this link that will direct you to our main homepage.